In time now for a news segment we premiered last night called The Lie of the Day. Of course, it's about who else but our commander-in-chief. Now, he's the guy who's told more than 20,000 whoppers since he took office, that according to the fact checkers at the Washington Post. Sometimes he averages more than 20 per day. You have to work at that. Now, tonight's lie, or should I say lies, they are about mail-in voting. I want to bring in RFL's executive producer now, Larry Epstein.
Thanks, Rich. Let's get right to it and start with this one.
Kids go and they raid the mailboxes and they hand them to people that are signing the ballots down the end of the street, which is happening. They grab the ballots. You don't think that happens? There's ballot harvesting, but you don't think they rip them out of mailboxes? It's all the time. You read about it. You can read about it. Take a look.
I did try and read about it, used the Google. There is no instances of kids taking mail from the mailboxes and taking ballots especially. And this is another lie he also keeps repeating. Hit it, Ralph.
When you do all mail-in voting ballots, you're asking for fraud. People steal them out of mailboxes. People print them, and then they sign them, and they give them in. And the people don't even know where they're double counted. People take them away. They force people to vote. They harvest. You know what harvesting is? They take many, many ballots, and they put them all together, and then they just dump them, and nobody has any idea whether they're crooked or not.
And he even sent this tweet saying foreign countries are printing millions of ballots to rig the election. By the way, our intelligence agency said nobody in other countries is tampering with our ballots. And it's amazing to me that he has the audacity to say that foreign actors are rigging our election after him denying for years that Russia helped in 2016.
You know, it's funny, after our opening segments, Larry, I figured, you know, who on Fox told him this? I bet you, if we traced it back, and I don't want to do that to ourselves, we can find the roots of this story on Fox. But I can't even get my kids to bring in the mail. The idea that they're running around stealing ballots from everybody's mailbox. And by the way, there's codes, aren't there?
Yes.
You have to have your personal code here to even make that a viable ballot.
There are barcodes. All the states are different. The states keep changing it. So to print them, especially in mass quantities, is just totally out of the question. And again, our U.S. intelligence agencies have confirmed that that simply is not happening with foreign actors. And it's not happening domestically either. The Brennan Center, nonpartisan, they said that you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than to have a mail-in fraud on a ballot. That's not very common.
You know, we had our conversation yesterday with Dexter Filkins. He wrote and I suggest you folks check it out, a piece in the New Yorker, and it looked at the history of Florida's voting and all the shenanigans about suppressing the vote, not counting certain votes and everything else. And I gotta tell you, with every day, Larry, I get more and more really nervous about what's gonna happen because you get the sense, and we're gonna be doing this later on in the week, that the president is going to want to call the election early because we know that a far greater percentage of people who tend to vote Democratic vote mail-in balloting, and with all the post office funding getting cut off, those ballots won't be counted necessarily by 11 o'clock on election night. He's going to want to call this thing before all the votes are counted, and he's spending what the clips that you just ran, doing his best to create doubt in the American public's mind that we have a legitimate election. The consequences of this, I mean, they could be terrible in terms of voter confidence.
That's why I think this is maybe one of the most important, really detrimental lies that he's saying, because this is our free and fair elections, and he's intentionally trying to create chaos to gum them up to his own advantage, using his power to do that.
And this is about integrity and belief, as you said, in our constitutional right. Larry, great job. Thank you so much.
Rich.
All right, everyone, we're going to be right back, and we'll wrap things up on RFL.